discipline, and instant gratification, and we're going to build on those 3 words, and so the children can know the full complex meaning of those words, teach them why they're young, so they can start acquiring those into their everyday life now while they're young, and they don't have to learn those words later on before it's too late. So yeah, we're starting the Spirit program, and it's going to be fun. Parents, y'all could come in with your children as well, and just, if y'all want to join with them, y'all can. I also do personal training. I'm over at the Troy Main Center, 2095 Main. Shout out to Reps Fitness, Eugene Bofeld. You'll follow him on Facebook as well, Sweet 413. So y'all can come get the personal training. But definitely bring your children for the Spirit program. It's going to be very fun. I promise you, man. Your children are going to come home very happy, man. So y'all can follow me at Sambo Black on Facebook, Instagram, Sambo Black 8.
There we go. It's about the children. You know, that's first and foremost. That's why we come together, to make sure we're doing something for the kids. So, again, let's touch on accountability and being vulnerable. Anybody want to share one of their most vulnerable experiences recently? You know, as much as you can share. Anybody want to touch base with anything?
Yeah, I can. Just recently, I had to sit down with my oldest son and my daughter, because I was out of town for a couple months, and I noticed while I was gone that they weren't doing too well, and I come to find out that it was just from my absence. So sometimes as fathers, we don't get the recognition as far as like people saying, oh yeah, you're doing a good dad. And it's really not needed, but me being gone for them 2 months, it let me know how important just my presence is, just being around, even if I'm not really doing too much, how important it is playing that role in our children's life. So when I got back, I had to get my son and my daughter, and I had to sit them down. My daughter, she's 14, so she don't talk a lot or open up a lot, but I just felt and know she was going through something real deep. Even though she wasn't saying nothing. So what I had to do, I had to let them know, well, listen, your father is not perfect. He don't always make the right decisions. I mess up a lot. I told them, I'm going through this right now, I'm going through that right now, and I'm sharing this with y'all so y'all can just know that your dad is human. He's not invincible, man. He doesn't always make the right decisions. So I had to show them my vulnerability, so and me doing that allowed them both to kind of open up to me and share some things with me that they've never ever shared before. And my daughter, she revealed a lot of stuff that she'd been holding in for a while. And I said, wow, that all this time she's been aware of what's been going on, how's it going on, and she just had no understanding. She just showed me, how disappointed she was and frustrated, but she never ever came to me and showed it in no type of way. I think her silence was her way of showing it. But once I showed her I was vulnerable, she trusted me and opened up to me. And I was able to really win her back over. Me and my daughter used to be best friends. But, when me and her mother kind of separated, me and her relationship it just got bad. So, I've been able to just work on repairing it by just really being vulnerable to my children, man. And I think it helped them, and it helped their mother as well, even though she don't know about the conversation out there. It just really helped all of us, but they have a better understanding about me now. So if somebody says something to me they disagree with, they just automatically defend me because they know a side of their daddy that nobody else knows. So vulnerability is not always a bad thing. And once you get it out, it don't matter what nobody say, because you done got it out, and somebody try to use something against you that you share with them, that goes to show the type of character or person that they is, not you.
There we go.
Lots of times when people come to you with information, it says a lot more about the person coming to tell you than the person they're actually trying to talk about. So as far as vulnerability, y'all people need to be careful with people that's bringing y'all news. You got to start analyzing it, like it says, man. In the Qur'an it says when an unrighteous person brings you news, look into it deeply unless you harm a person and feel sorry for what you have done.
Talk to him. Talk to him,
Don't
Bert.
go around trying to hurt nobody based off some information somebody just gave you. Go look into it deeply. Whether it's true or not, you have to be patient to see if it's true. Even if it is true, you still got to be patient. Make sure it's true. Then, when you do decide to act on it, you're acting on truth. And then you don't feel bad about whatever it is you decided to do. Just wanted to share that, my piece and my experience of just some recent vulnerabilities that I went through.
No,
Go ahead,
no,
D.
that's important because I mean we have a lot of people, especially in our society, that it's kind of like taboo. Like I don't know, like I feel like a lot of brothers and sisters. No, I'm just gonna talk about the brothers. I feel like a lot of men just they put up the shell, right, and they don't want to show that side because if they do, then they're going to be labeled as soft, right? So, and that's to me farther from the truth than anything. Showing who you really are to me takes courage.
It's strength.
You know what I'm saying?
It's strength.
And that's the most important thing is really showing like your vulnerability, showing your honesty, showing your truth, and then also being open, right? Being open about that. To me, I feel like is more than that's what a real man should be. You know what I mean? And especially it's good for us to be like that with our kids because, we weren't raised like that. We were raised wrong. Like as far as like showing that being vulnerable because, one of the things that we would always, you would hear is, stop being soft.
Yeah.
You're being sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, shoot, some of the realest brothers I know have always been, have shown vulnerability and shown a side of strength because they were courage of being who they are, saying, "Yo, brother, I love you."
There you go.
You know what I mean?
We always end our conversations like that.
Right.
Tell your brother you love him.
Yeah, being loyal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just really like, what I liked about what you were saying last week, and I hope my brothers, y'all know who I'm talking about. I hope y'all don't get mad or offended, but at the end of the night, you were saying like, "Yo, leave it on the table."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We would leave it on the table, like anything that, we had to discuss. I mean, I'm gonna let you quarterback that because I got it from you.
Yeah.
Leave it on the table.
Yeah.
So go ahead, and brother, and expand on that. Leaving it on the table.
So what we talked about last week is coming up, my friends had a thing called putting it on the table. Where at the end of the day, if you did something that, we didn't like, we wouldn't handle it at the time, but at that night, you had to put it on the table. And that's why me and my friends never snaked each other, never killed each other. And it was a lot of that going on in the 90s and 2000s. But we always held each other accountable at night. We sat around and put it on the table. I ain't like what you did earlier, this and that. We had some words, there's been some fighting, but we never snaked each other. It was not about that. So if you're around me and the brothers I keep around me, as you see, it's about being vulnerable, not being scared to be yourself, your true self, who we're supposed to be. We talked about earlier, there's a time and a place for everything. Ecclesiastes tell you it's a time to chill, a time to kill, time to do whatever. But we don't walk around 99% of the day thirsty for violence. You know what I mean? We 99% of the day trying to chill, be grown men, righteous men, handle business, and God forbid that 1% has to happen. But we're not looking for that. We don't want that. And if you come around me, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be able to laugh. You know what I mean? Hold each other accountable. This is what we do every week. Like DQ brought to the table, I want to be specific with something just business-wise. We need workers' comp. Okay? So that's what we do. Last week we talked about it. This week he brought a price. So now we got to handle it. By next week, we have to be moving on, starting workers' comp for the company. You know what I mean? So every week, something's being taken care of. Jew has the construction company. I talked to him yesterday. I said, listen, there's 2 jobs on the table. Let's be clear on what. Is it a green light? And we talk about that today. And we'll talk about that. But yeah, vulnerability. That's what it's about.
And fact is, I love where this conversation is going because, like, this is something that's been like the forefront of my life, just being vulnerable. Like a lot of my people, that will see the video also see my posts, you know, and I'm kicking some positivity. I'm really talking about something that I really didn't grow up talking about, you know. To be transparent, I did 8.5 years in prison, you know, on an installment plan, but it was a different time in my life, you know. All drugs, a bunch of drug offenses, kept hitting my head until I realized it hurt, you know, but I learned from that. And coming from that, you know, I came back home to my people, my tribe, and, you know, we got a way of doing things. But I also learned that breaking away from the normal is the highest act of courage, you know, really.
And what's the normal out here, as we know? What's the doctor?
It's a fact. It's a fact. Like, really, like, we in the hood right now, you know, we don't got to go far to see that, you know. We definitely know where to find that if we looking for it, you know. But at the same time, I'm looking for something different, you know. So I really put myself out there and said I'm going to put myself really out there. I'm going to talk this talk and walk it. You get what I'm saying? Now, of course, I still was raised in a different way, trained in a different way. So I still don't play with people, but I also know who I'm looking at. You get what I'm saying? I see God in everything. So I'm able to deal with that man as if, you know, I'm talking to his spirit. You get what I'm saying? Rather than
talking to his goodness.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And
that's fire.
And
did y'all hear that?
Really?
Talk to your brother. See the good in your brother. You got to have discernment too. You know, some people don't be around. Don't be around certain people. Get up out of there. It's okay. I got to go. You got a family to get home to. But see the good in your brother. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, really, and everything I talk about, whether it's forgiveness, like I sit in my silence and do that. Like, I really got to forgive my homies. I really got to forgive my family. I got to forgive myself every day. Like, every day. You get what I'm saying? And this is pushing me forward. Like, this is fueling something special right now. You get what I'm saying?
He don't even know this. The last couple of weeks, he been preaching forgiveness, right? Now, we know the word. We hear the word. He put it on, just him saying it. I went and forgave my family member. And I'm talking about I had a strife with me and my father. But this brother don't know that for the last 2 weeks, he was preaching forgiveness. And it wasn't even specifically to me. But he was saying certain things in the meetings. And I said, I got to check myself. See, that's accountability. We could sit here and talk about it. I had to check myself because there was some things I still had to deal with. So I thank you for that. He didn't even know that, but I thank him for that. He's a vessel that the Most High used to preach a message. So go ahead. No fault.
And I'm stepping into that. I'm stepping into that. Really speaking life, you know, like really, that's what I'm speaking to inspire. I'm speaking life. And I know a lot of us do that. I'm seeing a lot of people like, you know, like really living out their message. But certain things I might say might serve as a seed for somebody. You know, that's just a seed that gets planted, and that man went home and watered that. Really. But I don't have a choice not to do that, you know, just based off of what I've been doing, what I know now. You know, I realize that I can't keep that to myself. I'm learning these new things. I want to tell my people about it, how forgiveness was affecting how the lack of forgiveness was affecting my bank account, or how it was affecting my relationships going forward. Not even my past relationships, my future relationships, people I'm meeting. You know, like I met these brothers on my birthday, and I could have just been in there with a different mindset based off of my life experience. But nah, that was something golden, and I was supposed to be on that path. I was supposed to be there with them brothers that day, and now we sitting right here talking about something greater.
Give our brother right here. I know you don't like the credit, but our brother DQ.
Definitely. Oh yeah, DQ.
He's the glue. Yep. Y'all know DQ.
That's a fact.
That dude is the glue. All praises to the Most High for him.
Definitely.
Because he gonna keep good dudes around him, and if he introduce you to somebody, you already know the fruit that he bring around him, the fruit that he bear. And that's how it is. If you coming around us, you better bear good fruit, or we gonna weed you right out. That's what we talked about earlier. Me and Perk just being able to weed you right out. It's certain things. If we coming into business together, can we all put our license on the table, our social security number on the table, invite each other in each other's house? If we say we trust each other and we doing business, because we are doing business with each other. So, a little peace, brother. Peace on that. Peace on that. Anybody want to follow up on being vulnerable? We move on.
Yeah. So for me, one more thing, because that was actually the theme of my day. You know, man, me and my brother. Shout out to Rocky, man. My brother showed up for me today, man. Really, I'm grateful for him. But really, man, that's my angel. You get what I'm saying? And God sent my angels around me, you know. But I woke up thinking that, like, I heard the author say this. It's a saying. I'm letting go with all my strength. You know, not holding on with all my strength, like letting go with all my strength. That's faith. You know, that's being vulnerable. That's being open. That's vulnerable. That's really letting go. Like, okay, what's gonna happen is gonna happen, but I trust that it's gonna be something amazing. You know, it's gonna turn out good. It's gonna work in my favor. Like, really, nature is on my side. Everything is operating for my good. And I talk to myself like that early in the day, definitely. But today I had to do it extra, especially before a job like this. Like, really, because
it was brutal out there.
Not just brutal, like it was just me in the beginning. You get what I'm saying? Like, I had to figure it out, and it got figured out.
It's a lesson in that.
Really.
The brother owns his own construction. Jobs coming up. He needs help. Absolutely. Brothers, if y'all really can help do some labor, y'all need to start coming around so we can figure this out. But he didn't let that stop him. He got to eat.
Absolutely.
So he's doing whole concrete jobs and stuff dolo.
Determination.
There you go.
It's that's what it is. It's just determination. He knows what it's hitting for, which is amazing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what it is. Determination is what I said. So I don't know if y'all heard me, but I'm sure you did. But yeah.
Talk to him. So,
you know, what's up?
You want to share something on vulnerable? Being vulnerable?
I think me just, you know, telling people, you know, how I feel about them. You know what I'm saying? You know, and not hiding. Like, if you're gonna judge me by me telling you how I feel about you, then maybe it may not be worth it then. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell a person how I feel, and you know, and if that's really pretty much it. Like, you guys kind of caught me, but that's to me, that's, you know, my way of being vulnerable. I still have ways to go, and even just to go back to forgiveness. You know, we talked about forgiveness before, and that's something that I'm still struggling with. So that's my vulnerability right there. I'm still struggling with forgiveness because, you know, I give people me, right? So if I give you me, there's no reason for you to snake me because I'm giving you me from out the gate. You know what I mean? I'm giving you that love. I'm giving you that loyalty. Unless it's just going to be something that where you constantly testing it. You know what I mean? Or you undermining it. And then that's when I gotta make moves.
I gotta cut them off.
Yeah, I gotta cut them off, or I just go off and it's a turn off. I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
You come around folks that appreciate you. You know what I mean? And you know how we feel about you. It's a whole bunch of people you got in your corner. You know what I mean? And we want to let y'all know we being vulnerable, just showing you the behind the scenes and everything coming to y'all. This is not a finished product. We made a decision. We wasn't going to fake in front for y'all. We don't do that. We going to come talk to y'all just like this. We setting it up as we go. Stuff falling in the background. You know what I mean? Next week we'll be further along, but guarantee you will look back on week 1 and say, oh, them boys came a long way. So just us coming together, being vulnerable, you know what I mean? Yeah. I wanted to touch on something like a topic called words I manifest. You remember the old Gangstar? These are the words that I manifest. What did brothers manifest this week? You know what I'm saying? I'll start. And Perk came in talking about the box trucks. And it's funny that that's what was on my plate this week. I got some little cousins that we know the economy is bad. They need jobs. So guess what? Guess who got to help provide them? We can't keep asking for the government to do it, the white man to help us, this or that, you know what I mean? And I work a job, but I got to provide that for them. If I talk it, I got to walk it. So what I'm manifesting this week is putting together the box truck company so that the little cousins, the little Hennings, can run up and down the highways and get paid and get some money. Okay, so that's the words I'm manifesting. My brother's gonna hold my feet to the fire. Next week, I better have some progress. You know what I mean? Me and Perk gonna talk about some things because he's in the process of trying to do that too. So I gotta help him. He gotta help me, and that's that. Anything you manifested this week?
A lot of things. I'll be honest.
What's your primary?
Man, this last thing, this concrete job, it was like a mountain standing in front of me for a while, but man, listen, that mountain just got removed. Man. But aside from that, I really have a list, like, but I sit down with a list, like I write this list out, you know, and man, Spirit give me that go ahead, like go, and I do it. I don't know what's gonna happen next, but I don't really have to know what's gonna happen next. I don't have to know the how. You know, that's not really my problem. That's God's issue. And God don't have those issues. You know what I'm saying?
Knock on the door and it shall open. Some of them may not, but at least knock and turn the doorknob.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
The most interesting thing for me, like, just thinking about people when they literally calling me seconds later, that kept happening to me this week. It happened twice yesterday. It was the creepiest thing. My cousin, I definitely just thought about him, and seconds later he called on my phone. We hadn't talked in about 2 weeks or something, maybe a little more. So I haven't even heard from him, but he was just on my mind. I was picturing having a conversation with him. Yeah. And seconds later, no exaggerating, seconds later I'm having a conversation with this man. So, man, that was beautiful. Yeah. Definitely, man. Shout out to my cousins too. We traveling this week.
Peace, cuz.
My cousin Huey. Yeah. That's my man. But aside from that, man, just grace. You know, just grace. Like, you know, I talk about forgiveness, but man, a lot of people have a lot of grace for me. You know,
do they?
And I'm appreciative, man. Yeah,
and I know you don't take that lightly. I know you don't take that lightly, because that's a great place to be. You know what I mean? To have that type of support system of people have grace for you. That's leeway, because they know you ain't gonna do them wrong. You ain't gonna snake them. That's a great place to be, and that's why we keep these type of brothers around each other. Because what he lacking, what I'm lacking, he gonna pick me up and make sure I obtain the grace that he has. He helped me with forgiveness. You know what I mean? So that's real. That's real. The words I manifest.
Wow. And I just want to point out something too. We got 4 brothers up here, right? And all 4 of us come from different neighborhoods. We have different connections to different people, but you know, we all are here as men talking, having a conversation about things that we've gone through, what we're going through, and where we're going. Right, and I mean, to me, this is what more brothers need to do, as well. And there's going to be a point in time where we're going to have these type of discussions with women as well, because women our sisters should be doing the same thing as well, right? Y'all should be having these conversations with your friends and family members or sisters that you may have had a disagreement with from different neighborhoods or whatever. Like, this is the way we move as a nation, as we build a nation stronger. I suggest everybody, after you watching this, go listen to Malcolm X's speech, "The Ballot or the Bullet."
You hear that? The ballot or the bullet?
Word,
go ahead.
because it really talks about, the importance of black economics. It also talks about it doesn't matter what religion that you are or you practice, as long as you're here for the betterment of our people, that's the most important thing, right? Again, us 4 brothers have 4 different walks of life, but one thing is in common is that we're all black. You know what I'm saying?
Let's touch about that situation, because we want brothers to know that listen, it might be different denominations or this or that, but I always said if we were all in the car and we got pulled over by the police, to the police, we four black men. So we not gonna let something divide us. Because if you really in the scriptures, the Bible and the Quran, and you really living like that, you wouldn't be able to put a title on that person. You just know that person is living righteous. So if you really live in it, you know what I mean? So I wanted to bring that up. We don't bring no division amongst each other. Because when that car get pulled over, them 4 black men in that car, per the police. All right? So why would we bring any division amongst each other? Yeah, but go ahead. Sorry, DQ.
Yeah, I'm gonna add to what both of y'all said. Far as religion, I'm gonna say this, and you know, I want whoever listening to really like dissect it. At the end of the day, you could say you're Christian, Muslim, Jew, atheist, Hindu, Pan-Africanist. At the end of the day, your religion is what you practice, not what you profess out of your mouth. So it's a lot of people out here professing things out of their mouth, but the way of life and what they do every day don't add up. So honestly, whoever you are in private, that's who you really are. And at the end of the day, we all know who and how we is when we at home looking in that mirror to ourselves. So however we act in private, that's who we are. So as a people, we need to stop letting religion divide us, because just by saying you this or saying that, and people know from experience, I don't care what nobody say, somebody who was a Christian on Christian and did something devilish to somebody who was Muslim on Muslim did something devilish to somebody. So evenly yoked ain't about, oh, I say I'm the same religion as you. Evenly yoked is doing unto others as you would have them do unto yourself. That's the best religion.
Say that again, Perk.
And the best religion is doing on to others as you would have them do unto yourself. And that's why Jesus said in the Bible, you know, they had said them, yeah, well, you know about the 10 commandments? Jesus said, yeah, I know about the 10 commandments, but if we follow the 2, we don't got to worry about the other 8. Love God with all their heart and soul, and do unto your neighbor as you would do unto yourself. And that alone will solve, I say, more than half our problem.
Yeah.
So we can no longer let small things divide us as a people. Like, oh, I live on this street, you live on that street, and I'm from this hood, you from that hood. No. You're black, and we all suffer from the same struggle. And that's what it boils down to, man. We should let nothing come in between us. And like I said, if somebody's coming with some news to divide us, one method that I use when people come to me with news, I'm like, well, go get that person and let us all sit down and have a discussion in person.
Talk to her.
That's how I resolve stuff. Because I don't play with people coming telling me this and that.
Yeah.
Well, let's go sit down together and let's iron it out. See what's really going on. You know, try to always get to the root of something, man. Because gossip has become so bad.
Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, I know people that's so emotionally weak. Soon as they hear something, they acting on something that may not even have occurred or be true.
And that's not what we gonna do here with us. Go ahead, finish, Berg. I just interject.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's definitely yeah.
Thank you. So we coming together as a community to do something bigger than ourselves as an individual. So nobody can come in between that. And if you trying to come in between that, I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna end that on that.
Yeah. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. I told brothers, I said, we getting into business together, and somebody say anything about me to you, put us on the phone together. Put it on the 3-way.
That's right.
If they can't say it on that 3-way, then get them from around them.
Yes, sir.
How many people can do that?
Yeah.
How many people can say that? Huh? I just want to know.
No, that's a real thing. And I mean, so the brother used a powerful word that I use often, individual. I said this last time, we use a lot of words, and, you know, I'm a wordy person. Like, I break down those words, but actually I've researched that word, and where individual means undivided. You know, like we're all one thing, and that's what I follow. Like that's my religion, oneness. Or if I had to say a religion, like, you know, my religion is love, but really, like, everything is one thing. You know, if you don't see God in all, you don't see God at all.
Hold on, and just to expound on that, why you on the subject, just so y'all know, love is the most powerful and most dynamic force in the entire universe. Love conquers all. Real love. Go ahead, brother.
There you go. Yeah.
Absolutely. Love is actually a law, and until we fulfill that law, like we still gonna be figuring it out. We being initiated in that, and we gonna keep learning lessons. We gonna have to go through frustrations with our family, or with our spouse, or just people out in the street. We're here to be forgiving. We're here to be loving, unconditionally loving. You know, not just, you know, like that agenda that fall into place. Because I've been loved with an agenda before, and I've been guilty of that too. Like, really.
That's real.
Loving with an
accountability.
agenda.
Now,
Really?
I'm gonna just ask you a question. Now, I'm glad you said that. Now, and I'm quite sure you said that for a reason. Now, when you say loving with an agenda, can you expound on that? Is that conditional love or unconditional love?
No, that's conditional love. That's conditional love. But we're here to learn unconditional love. That's what we're here for. We're in soul school right now, and that's what we're here to learn.
Look, it's Jules. Did you catch that, Jules? Soul school.
Absolutely. Yeah, all of us. Now, some of us might be in a different grade than others. Some of us, you know, might have to get knocked down a couple grades every now and again, but we figuring it out.
No, we
What was
elevated.
that one joint that you said a couple weeks ago? No, was it last month or a couple weeks ago when we was over at the pantry?
Feed Buffalo.
Yeah, and you was talking about
We was kicking it over there too. We be having some deep conversations. That's how this thing started, just based off of the conversations we have on a regular basis. You know, he's like, yo, we need to be recording this stuff.
right. But what was it?
real
You
thing.
said something that was emotional something. What was it?
I wrote a comment regarding that. Emotional intelligence. Really. And that's something that we all have to learn. You get what I'm saying? Like, we know things. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're book smart. We're, you know, knowledgeable. We're street smart, but emotional intelligence is a thing that we've never studied. You get what I'm saying?
So
Like,
what is
really.
does that fall under, like learning how to control your emotions in certain situations?
Absolutely.
Not flying off the handle.
Absolutely, because that's energy and motion. Like, that's what emotions are. And when we let them run rampant, now we're just a fireball just racing through the universe. You get what I'm saying? Rather than this controlled being. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can control my energy. I can really radiate fire with this energy too. You know, like, really, that energy is attractive or it can repel. And at every moment, we're either attracting or we're repelling. You know, but that's what our energy is doing. So if I'm walking into a room and my emotions is the key thing here. If I walk into a room, I'm feeling down on myself. These are emotions that I'm feeling. People around me are going to feel that way. Or they're going to feel that way about me, but they're also going to treat me that way.
They're going to treat you accordingly.
You get what I'm saying? They're going to treat me because they're watching my body language, but they really see my energy. You know, we don't see that. We just see this person slouching. We really felt that person's energy first. And we're going to treat that person accordingly. And yeah, I've learned that if I had these high thoughts of myself when I walk in that room, people smiling at me, people, you know, giving me grace. I'm finding deals on the counter. I guess I'm picturing myself in a grocery store now.
Yeah.
But it's deals on the shelf and all of that, and you know, this experience is good.
Yeah.
But you know, when I'm not feeling that way, stuff might be overpriced. Stuff might, you know, like really. But
I always say, not to cut you off, I always say, when you walk in the room, you dictate the energy.
Absolutely.
I want to walk in the room and dictate the energy in the room. I ain't going to take on y'all energy. You know what I mean? Walk in the room, we screw face each other. Go speak to your brother, break the ice. And 9 times out of 10, what you notice is your brother was just waiting for somebody to come speak to him.
That's a fact.
He don't want to be ice grilling either. 9 times out of 10. But go ahead. Yeah.
Yo, and I'm not tight though. Really. I'm going to say hi.
Yeah.
Really, if you start looking too out, because I mean, what are we doing?
Break the ice.
You get what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, how you feeling?
Because why is that person looking at you? That's the thing. Like, we get offended by that. I was talking to my brother Trent about that. We get offended at people looking at us, but we're attractive. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what the word Christ means. Christ means the attractive one. In Sanskrit, the word Christ, it's a symbol in Sanskrit. It means the attractive one.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're walking around with that light in our head or that light in our heart, like, people see that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So they looking at you.
Yeah.
And we be offensive, like, yo, what you looking?
No.
Hi.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna walk a little closer or
manifest
smile
that
or
light.
something. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, if they looking at it, manifest it
light.
like,
Be
hey,
that light.
hey, bro. Like, okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
There
one
you
thing
go.
I love about the
Because they're
South.
thrown off by that, though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about the South is that everybody speaks. Everybody speaks to you in the South. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, hey, how you doing, brother? How you doing, sister? You know what I'm saying? Everybody speaks to one another. You know what I mean? That's like super dope. But here, but you know what? I take that back.
Yeah.
When I was in Brooklyn last year, it was the same thing. And I was bugging because, you know, everybody's like, oh, you know,
It's changing now.
it's New York City. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yo, listen, when I was in Brooklyn, Brooklyn love was for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because dudes are sick and tired of being, you know what I mean? They old life. A lot of us are growing out of that old way of thinking. You know what I mean? So it's just about who's going to break the ice first. And it's funny that this conversation flow right into what you posted on Facebook. It was something we talked about a couple weeks ago. Handle people that you love how you want God to handle you. See what I'm saying? You pray to God every night and every morning for him to make things go right your way, him to have grace on you. But then you treat people like shit in life. It doesn't equate.
It's not going to work.
And you know what I mean? This is what I have to do in my own household and make sure I check myself with my kids. I got to be to my kids what I want God to be to me. Because he give you earthly things to understand heavenly things. So when you posted that on Facebook, that brought back, you know what I mean, what we were talking about. Handle people that you love how you want God to handle you. Can you say sorry? You want God to forgive you. Can you say sorry immediately after you do something wrong? I believe. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
Man, wow, that's real.
Does it?
It is real. And just hearing that, like, you know, when I said it, when you said it, and I posted it today, I was just like, wow, because I was having a conversation with one of my sisters, and we were talking about the situation that she was dealing with and stuff like that. And it's just, I think even the conversation me, you, and Smuck was having as well, like, it just rings, like, because we're so quick to dismiss somebody, we're so quick to, you know, not communicate with somebody, and it's just like, yo, come on, yo, what are we doing? Like, we gotta, like, if I'm gonna go see God right now, he's gonna be like, yo, Angel's gonna be writing that down, like, yo, you had that opportunity to do this, and you didn't do it. You know, just like, you know, you were saying, like, even with my kids as well, like, it's the same thing. You know,
hug the kids, show them grace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Forgive them like you want to be forgiven.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what it boils down to.
Especially your loved ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's so crazy that I hear so many families at odds with one another. Like, so many cousins.
All of
who
us.
are, like, beefing with one another. Like, will, like, damn near kill one another if they see each other. And it's like, yo, that's your blood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's somebody that share the same complexion as you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
So we hold each other to that.
So
Go ahead.
what can somebody like me do to be better at that? Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm quick on my block button, like a little too quick. There's a couple people I blocked that I probably unblocked.
So let's interject. Let's take everything at when you blocking people, that's okay. It's energy you don't want to take on.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be 100% transparent with y'all. I got about 600 friends on Facebook. I only follow 25 of y'all. That don't mean I don't love the rest of y'all. But all my 600 friends, only 25 of y'all do I follow because that's the energy that I want every day. I love y'all, but some of y'all, I don't need that today.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna be real. Y'all know I don't need what you talking about today. That don't give me no nutrition.
Yeah.
So go ahead. It's okay. What we talking about?
No, that's no. But
No,
no,
I really do that though, and I want to be better at that. Like, and I talk about being more forgiving, and God's still working with me too. I promise.
but hold on though, bro. Like, and just to piggyback off of
No, because you mentioned not talking to people anymore, and that's when I laughed. Like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, no, seriously, because like, again, some people just don't have good intentions for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if they don't have good intentions for you,
Just cut them off.
then that's okay to cut them off. Right?
Right.
What's the point? Like, I'm
Right.
not gonna keep wasting my time with you, and you keep on stabbing me in my back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Breathing life in a dead thing.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
if it's dead, it's dead. Like that's different. But I'm talking about for like again, like I said, like you treat people who you love. You know what I'm saying? Because you know why you love them? Because they're pouring into you like you poured into them. You see what I'm saying? So if they're not pouring into you and vice versa, what we doing?
And that
What's
don't
the
mean you
point?
hate the person
Right.
that you cut off.
Yeah.
Say it's a
You take that
family
time.
member. And they come over once a year at your grandmother's house. Hey, it's all love. They can apologize. It's all love. I don't hate you. But that energy, I got to keep that energy at bay. And I think that's okay. What you think? Like you know what I mean?
I agree. I definitely agree with that because
It'll
I
rub
can see
off
people
on
that
you.
might have thought, what would you say?
That energy will rub off on you.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We gotta be careful about who's pouring into us. You get what I'm saying? And what I mean by what's pouring into us, like conversations we have, you know, things we entertain. That stuff is
It's real.
It's being digested. Like we're ingesting these things, and we
Right.
have to be mindful of that. So I'm very careful about the conversations I have. You know, if you sit on the conversation with me, you might notice that I don't really cuss as much. And definitely not as much as I used to, but
Yeah.
rare. It's rare, and it's depending on who I'm around. You know, and or not who I'm around, who I've been around. You know, because I've noticed myself hanging around some people, and I might be talking a little different. Like, hold on, I don't talk like that. Hold on,
Because
let me
it's
go back.
easy to slide back into your old ways.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Well,
Go ahead.
well, ain't that's kind of what we was talking about a little earlier. A lot of times, I notice when people do try to change, but what happens is, if you go back to that environment that's familiar to you, instead of, some people think that they then became so strong and so righteous that they got the power to go into an environment and not be affected by it. No. When you go into certain environments, the environment will make you of itself. That's why in science it was called, you have to adaptation. Adapt to the environment, because the environment, you can't change the environmental structure.
Yeah.
You just got to make a decision and try to stay away from that. Like me personally, I don't go out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I only gonna go out to something if it's like maybe mature the event. Other than that, I don't go out no more.
Yeah.
It's like, for what? The environment doesn't change.
It's not conducive to where you're
It
going.
just don't change, man.
Yeah.
And it's really nothing to really benefit from. So
Real
because
talk.
that environment will make you of itself. Like, I don't drink, but then if sometimes I go out around some of my cousins, come on, man, I'm your man. Just have a sit with your man one
Yeah.
time. Like, but that's their way of
Yeah.
showing love.
Yeah,
in
they don't
that
mean nothing
environment.
bad. Yeah, they don't mean
When they
nothing.
feel like, oh man, you just can't, hey, man, you can't have a sit. They'll feel offended if you can't have a sit.
Yeah.
But if
To
they
celebrate
know,
with
but if they know that you don't drink, then they should also respect that too. Be like, I know my
I think to the core is they, you know what I mean? Like you ain't gonna be around no people. To the core, they respect it, but they still gonna be like,
in they mind, bro, it ain't gonna hurt you. I'm your man, just sit
But
with me.
especially if they used to drink with you. You get what I'm saying? Like if y'all used to sip together and then
Nah,
you making these changes.
I never.
Okay.
I just don't.
You never been a
They
drinker.
just feel like, it ain't gonna hurt me. It's just, in they mind, but this is the environment.
Okay.
So I understand that. I mean, I don't be offended by it, but I understand where their mind is at, because this is just the
Yeah.
environment that they are used to being in. And
So-
this is what it entails.
Yeah.
Man,
So the key
I
is
enjoy myself. When I
you
wake
don't even like to go. Don't even put yourself in that situation.
For
the most part.
not so much for the drinking, just I mean, the going out environment to me, it just never appealed to me. So I just don't. I just don't
died?
vibe with
He
it.
lost
man.
it.
You know, that's just me personally. That's just a personal preference. It's,
Yeah.
You know, that's all.
But you know, it could tell our brothers that don't sip, they in good physical fitness. You know what I mean? You don't really sip, do you? Do you sip? I don't mean to put you on the spot. I sip. I sip probably like once a month.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
probably why I got this gut.
yo, socially, like when I go out, like when I'm around my friends, I'm have a drink. But
I ain't mean to put you on the spot.
No, but everything in moderation. And I learned that can't be every day with me. You get what I'm saying? Because I gained that weight before, but I also was just in a different mindset. You get what I'm saying? That puts me in that different mindset. Like I tend to forget who I am. You get what I'm saying in those moments, and I don't like being outside of who I am. So yeah, definitely.
That's solid. That's solid. I was thinking more in my friend D. You know, D don't drink or nothing, and you know, what I mean, he in good physical shape, like Perk. You know what I mean? When you don't put those chemicals in your body, that stuff is killing us. If you notice, some of our friends looking real old. You know what I mean? Those who sipping every weekend.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
It's called being intoxicated. Like we're putting toxins in our body. Like
When you break it down.
it's literally a poison. Now I told you I'm gonna break down words.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's real.
but
That's why I know.
It's a toxin. So our body is responding to it like a poison, and our spirit isn't happy with it either.
Yeah.
Like literally. So when they say people have blackouts, that's literally their spirit hanging on from a tether. Like the spirit will literally leave the body because it's not comfortable there anymore because we've ingested so many toxins. Like it's poison. It's and our body's responding to it that way. The same way with sugar. The same way with other unhealthy things that we can do. But yeah.
And you helped me with that. Man, I haven't had carbs but one time this week in the last 5 days.
I commend that, bro.
My brother right here, we got Perk. They in good physical shape. I got to hold myself accountable. You know what I mean? I got to be as diligent with my body as I am with money and business because this is the ultimate machine. You know what I mean? So I'm headed there. I'm headed in the right direction. I appreciate you.
Yeah, blessing.
And obviously you, DQ, and Perk.
Likewise, brother. Likewise.
In conclusion, you know, I say it's no shame.
Spring down. There you go.
It's no shame of having problems. But what's the game plan for solving them? So when you come to our show, this is the second week, you know, we talk about multiple things, but it's always geared towards solving them. Our first couple weeks, we've been talking about just, you know, accountability and being vulnerable, just building that camaraderie with brothers. And then we'll start getting deeper into specifics. And we'll start next week. We're a work in progress, as you see.
Yeah, we working on it.
You know what
And
I
y'all
mean?
watching us too, so y'all part of history right
Yeah.
now. We definitely gonna do this in it.
So in me, I'm
Special.
concluded. I'm all set. If y'all want to say something, leaving off.
I'm good.
The time is at hand. Media LLC. The plan is for everybody to have their show on whatever they want to do. That's the plan. Time is at hand. Media LLC. You come here. It starts with us brothers right here. We got to put ourselves on first. Whatever he want to film or DQ or Perk, they gonna be able to come film their own show here. And that's where we at. And we extend that to y'all, but we'll weed you out if you're not on the same vibe. So go ahead, DQ.
Nah, I'm good. My phone died, so I apologize.
Hey, you can share this one too.
Yeah.
You can share this one.
Yeah, I'll be on the run, so you know, whatever. It died. You know what I mean?
It's all good.
But nah, it's a work in progress, and I mean, to me, that's bravery as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, a lot of people want to come to the table, and everything in life already shined up. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a relationship, everybody wants that finished product. You know what I mean? And to me, I feel like, you know, who's always like that? You know what I mean? You know, so yeah, I'm good. Next week, we'll probably like 6:30, 7 o'clock next time.
We gonna be on time.
You know what I mean? So
o'clock.
we'll be ready next
We
week.
out doing the dude sitting on the couch.
Word
right?
is born. Word
You
is
know what I mean?
born.
It's all love, but
Word.
we doing. Go ahead, Perk. In conclusion,
Hey, conclusion, man. Peace out. Hopefully y'all go back and rewatch this, and hopefully, as you can see, we all learn from each other as we speak, and hopefully y'all can just go back, rebroadcast this, watch it amongst yourself, and just learn from some of the things and expound on it for yourselves as well. Peace out.
peace.
Oh yeah, let me set my line.